So by request, let's go over PiYo modifications for people with Diastasis Recti or other core injury. On top of another one that I've done in the past, I'm going to add some more things that we need to be aware of and conscious of. Whether you're practicing your PiYo in a classroom with the full PiYo format or whether you're practicing at home with the DVD at-home workout system, here's things to be aware of. So when you're doing your warm-up and you're extending out to the side, we want a nice extension through the rib. We don't want to slide these muscles apart. So just make this side longer than the other side without putting too much stress here on the core. That's the first thing. Second thing, let's go through some of the sun salutations that you may be doing in a heat building or in various parts of the DVD system. When you're doing any kind of sun salutation, you're going to be going in and out of planks and downward dogs. So in order to do that, we just need to make sure that we put our knee down when appropriate. So I'm putting my hands down, putting my knees down, right? And sometimes we chaturanga all the way down to the mat. When you get down here and you're doing your upward dog, make sure that you tuck your tailbone way under you. Pull the navel out of the mat and just extend your spine, pressing your head up. Doing anything more extreme than that with a core injury is going to open you for more problems. So just extend. Keep the ribs tucked under. Keep your navel up and under you. And then to go into downward dog, you're going to need to use your hands. Push up onto your knees and then tuck under and go into your downward facing dog. Anytime that you go into this, where we're lifting the leg and then bringing the knee to the arm, I don't want you to go into full plank here. That can really cause some damage to your injury. Instead, stay in downward dog and just bring your knee under you. Exhale to contract the core and then breathe in to extend the leg out. You can also bring the knee around and to the side and extend it, but we don't want to go into plank. One more idea would be put your knee down, bring the other knee in, extend it, and lift back up. That would be after you're probably on the third stage of the flat belly system if you're working on that with me, because it still does take quite a bit of strength to be able to put that knee down and then lift it back up from that position. I'll show it to you again. So we were here with the leg lifted. Here's your options: underneath or to the side. And if you're advanced, knee comes down and knee comes back up. Okay? So that's a bit of our warm-ups and some things that you'll see during sun salutations. Let's go over the PiYo push-up. That happens during the full body segments. So this part's great, where you really extend through the spine and you roll. Go slower than your instructor or go slower than the DVD to really feel the extension of peeling that spine down while really pulling this up and in. When you get down to the mat, you're going to want to bend your knees and watch. Hand goes out, knees come down. Notice that my hand is right next to my knees. It keeps it very protected as I walk my hands out. And then I can either go here or keep the hips up slightly depending on where I am with keeping this pulled in. You're going to know. You're going to feel the difference. It's either tucked in, navel in, or it's not. What's the better choice? Navel in, of course. So you can either be here for your push-ups and just bring the elbows right by your rib cage, or you can push the knees back. But make sure that you tuck the tailbone under, navel's in really, really strong if you're at this stage to do your 3 PiYo push-ups from there. When you go back to standing, watch what happens. Hand goes right by the knee before I lift up to extend all the way up. And this part is really important. Pulling and stacking the vertebra up for back health. Very important. Okay, let's talk about core and more. You get to the core and more section, and there's going to be a lot of planks and a lot of beast. So anytime that you're in plank, make sure that you leave at least one knee down, right? If you're in beast, I don't want you to lift your knees. I want you to push weight into your feet. Now do that with me for a second. Stay here in this box and push into your feet. Now what happens? This happens. It has to contract when you really push into your feet. Leave that on. Keep that. Push up in between your shoulder blades, not sinking down here. And keep your back strong and steady, and that's going to really help keep that core contraction. So we're not going to lift our knees, but when we go to the side, leave the knee down, watch, and then set the hip down. Then do the same thing, knee, knee, set the hip down. So we will not be doing a complete sweep side to side. We need to protect the core by setting the knee down while sweeping from side to side. Let's talk a little bit about the flow section and some things that can happen. During the flow, sometimes you're going to go into side planks and flips. When you go into your side plank, make sure one knee stays down. You're going to want to lift your hip more than you think you need to, and you're going to want to lift out of this shoulder more than you think you need to. Keep this tucked in so that all of this stays like one steady band, holding your core together. When this happens, all of this falls out. So nice and lifted with that knee down to protect you and keep you stable. When they go to the flip over, do this instead. Just do your side plank. Flipping all the way over, unless you're past the third stage of the flat belly system, opens all of this a little too much at that stage. Then for the rest of your workout, just keep those things in mind. When do I need to put a knee down and give myself a little extra support? When do I need to take a break? So nobody ever said that your first day practicing PiYo, that you're supposed to be 100%. You're a work in progress, just like everybody is. So listen to what your body is telling you. That's part of the purpose of exercises like PiYo exercises. They connect the brain to the body. Pay attention to what your body's telling you. Always keep the core contracted, navel pulled in. If it can't do that, then you have to either modify or take a break. Because nobody wants all of this to fall out. Nobody. All right, so thank you very much. That's my PiYo tips for today. Leave me a message, a comment. Let me know if you have any other questions about PiYo, or if you have any questions about any other fitness or system that I work on with my team. Thank you. Have a great day.